Okay, alright guys, welcome back. On this tutorial, we're gonna break up this thing into so many chunks that we're gonna help us, gonna save us a lot of time just when you are coding or when we are doing a function or something like that, okay? So to do that, I'm gonna break down this thing into a lot of tiny chunks, okay? So the first chunk will be the head here. I don't want this head to be included here, okay? So what I will do, I'm gonna save this thing as where in the includes folder I'm gonna have something which is called head.php. okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna cut and I'm gonna paste the head here. Okay, so through that I'm gonna able to include how do you spell include it is in the includes folder and I'm gonna use head.php. okay, so if we came to our page and refresh it again, nothing will happen. Okay, so what I will do, I'll come to the header here. I don't want this header to be here, so I'm gonna make a new file and I'm gonna go to includes. I'm gonna save this thing as header.php. then I'm gonna paste this header here. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna include the header here. Include, it's in the includes folder and it's gonna be header.php. okay, then what I will need, I don't want this aside to be here, so I'm gonna cut this aside. I'm gonna make a new file. I'm gonna save it as, I'm gonna go to includes. I'm gonna make an aside.php. okay, even on this page I don't want this widget to be on this folder, so what I will do, I will cut up this link and I'm gonna include this thing. Includes, sorry, it's on the includes folder. Just let me title up the place here, and it's gonna be aside. I guess it's gonna be widget. Just the widget is gonna be a login widget, so I'm gonna call it login.php. so I'm gonna close this tag here. So what I will do, I will make sorry guys, I'm gonna make a new file and I'm gonna save this thing as I'm gonna make a separate folder here which is called a widget. okay, widget, and I'm gonna make this thing make this file as login.php. so I'm gonna paste this thing here. So I'm gonna make some modification here. I'm gonna call this thing login and I'm gonna make a login form for the next tutorial. So I'm gonna make login form here or something like that. So what I will do, in the aside folder, it's an includes, it's gonna in the widget folder I have created login.php. so let's come and refresh this page. Nothing happens, still on the same sheet. So what's left with is I don't want this navigation bar to be stick here, so I'm gonna cut this part and I'm gonna make a file which is called a menu. So let me include it before I even create it here. So php, I'm gonna make include. So I got includes / menu.php. okay, so I'm gonna make file called menu.php. then I'm gonna paste this up. okay, so what left, we got the footer here. okay, the footer here. okay, so I'm gonna cut this part here. So I'm gonna save this thing in the includes file. I'm gonna make something which is called footer.php. so I'm gonna paste this thing out so it will be saved. So in the index.php, what I will do, okay, in the container class here, what is something missing, I didn't include the aside here, right? So just so simple, just I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna includes / aside.php. okay, so on the footer part, what I will do, I already pasted it, I guess. Yeah, I already pasted it. So I will come here and make an include statement. It's on the includes folder. okay, so the file name is footer.php. okay, so let me come here and refresh my page. there is some error here. Logout login includes header.php. In the header.php there is some error. What is that error? Yeah, I didn't include the PHP tag here. Okay, that's a problem. So let me refresh again. The login form is here. Everything is so sweet. Okay, so we have made a lot of progress so far. So what I will do, I will make this thing as an entire header, and I'm gonna make this thing as an entire footer. So I'm gonna separate it. So I'm gonna cut this part here. Okay, then I'm gonna make a new file on the includes folder. I'm gonna make a new folder which is called overall. Okay, overall. So in that part I'm gonna make a file which is called header.php, and I'm gonna paste this thing out. So I'm gonna come to the index page and include that sheet. So include / overall, then I'm gonna use header.php. Okay, so let me do the same thing here. Okay, I'm gonna cut this thing out. Okay, then I'm gonna make a new file and I'm gonna save it as, in the includes overall, I'm gonna make something which is called footer.php. Then I'm gonna paste this thing out. Okay, so I will be able to access the overall footer here. So I will make includes overall / footer.php. Okay, then I'm gonna make a semicolon. I'm done. Okay, so the reason I was doing all this shit was, for instance, think of a scenario. For instance, let me just before that, let me refresh my page here. It doesn't happen. For instance, think of a scenario that you want to make a registration page. You want to have all the attributes, all the design to be included to that page. Okay, so what you will do, you simply copy this thing. Okay, you're gonna make a new file. For instance, you want to call this thing registration.php. Let me call it reg.php. So just make some modification here, just right here, and for instance, use registration page here. Okay, so came here and reload your page. So just instead of index.php, let me try to type reg.php, the same page but with a different paragraphs. Okay, so on the next part, we're gonna do some database connectivity. We're gonna get started with the meat of this program. We're gonna get started. Just stay tuned, guys. Keep on watching, keep on subscribing. Peace and love. Ciao.